G'day everybody and welcome back to another All Things Essendon video. Hope you're doing well. Today I thought it'd be a good idea heading into basically the end of the pre-season around the Christmas break. It'd be a good idea to go through a best 23 early edition for round one next year. Just my thoughts and who I think could fit in the side, how the side would line up structurally and all that sort of thing. So really excited to do it. Obviously there's going to be some guys who are unlucky and miss out. So make sure you watch the video to the end to see who doesn't make the team, because there's some interesting and senior guys that aren't in the side for round one so far, in my opinion. So, remember to please like the video if you like this sort of stuff and subscribe to the channel. We're growing. I think we're almost at just over 400 now. So the support's been awesome for all the Bombers fans and AFL fans out there. So please subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me, and it means we can just pump more of these videos out as we go. And it's probably my last one before Christmas. Let's get straight into it. We'll start off with the back six. So this is basically, I think, the most settled line already. I think most Essendon supporters will have this same six. The three tools: Ben Mackay, Jordan Ridley, Zach Reid. So they speak for themselves. Obviously, Ridley is still a bit injured. Zach Reid, can he stay fit? They're big question marks, but if they're fit and ready to go for round one, they're the three tools that I'm playing with. Ben Mackay on the full forward and the biggest, heaviest sort of forward. Yes, his handballing can be atrocious, and it still looks terrible at training sometimes. He panics with his handballs, but in terms of one-on-one contests and reading the ball, he's actually really, really good at it, I think. And if he had Ridley and Reid for a whole season, you'd see the best of Ben Mackay. So he's on the biggest forward. Zach Reid's on your more mobile forward. I think more like your centre half forward. He was really good in that 5-6 week patch to start the year, about the first third of the year, I think it really was. He struggled the first couple of weeks and he come into his own. And obviously he got injured, but we know the player he can be, and he can be, I'd probably biased opinion, but a top, 15 defender in the competition in the years to come. I think he can really elevate his game. And Ridley, we know what Ridley can do. Great interceptor, great kick, reads the ball really well, just can't stay fit. Can he stay fit? If he does, he's definitely obviously in the side and one of our most important players. And then your three smaller guys. So Andy McGrath, congrats on the captaincy. I think everyone knew that was coming, and really excited to see how his leadership is going forward. Although he went midfield towards the end of last season, he'll go down back, I would have thought, as a stopper and really try and be a key pillar back there about structure and setting the team. I think that's where he can really grow as a leader. Redmond and now Archie Roberts. The other two, Redmond in the leadership group, which is good. All reports he's training really well. Archie Roberts is just, I think, an underrated footballer. I know it's like, he should have been closer in the Rising Star last year, and I think he can be a really, really good player for us going forward. And what a steal he was at the draft range we got him in. He's just going to grow and grow and grow. So that's the back six. I don't think it changes too much from most people. That's who I'd be starting with. Start the season round one. So the mids, this was a tricky one. So the wing is not tricky. I think we all know how most of this is starting, but the ruck was an interesting one. We'll get to that in a minute. But the wingers, Xavier Dersma has obviously I think he's been really solid since coming to the club. He fits on that wing. Braden Fiorini, to get in the leadership group when he's only been at the club for 2-3 months is quite incredible. So all reports are that he's actually a really good vocal leader out there and pushing standards, and obviously he was a really good player at the Gold Coast Suns. He's got to fit into our 23. You would have thought pretty easy. Start round one and he goes on that wing. The ruck. Now, obviously, Brian still won't be ready for round one, you would have thought, with the ACL. So that leaves you Blackiston or Vigo. Now, there's no doubt I actually think Vigo can be a player. And he could end up starting being the starting ruck for round one. But at the moment, I've just gone Lockie Blackiston. I thought he showed bits and pieces last year as a guy who really just got thrown into the deep end, was playing down back, which obviously wasn't his role. He had moments in the ruck and he actually looked all right. So full pre-season under his belt, that little bit older, more mature head, I think he'll be the starting ruck. And then the question will be, does Vigo start on the pine, or does Peter Wright play that backup role? So Blackiston for me starts. Obviously, it's a bit of a a hard one to fathom. Well, Draper didn't play last year, did he? So for most of last year. So, but yeah. Who knows how good Blackiston can be in the ruck, but he'll be serviceable, I think, until either Vigo goes next level or Nick Bryan comes back in, and hopefully Nick Bryan takes that number 1 spot by the end of the year. Your mids, pretty self-explanatory. Merritt, Caldwell, Durham, bang, bang, bang. Those 3 start. For me, Parrish is one maybe if he's fit, whether you start him in there. Does Dyson Sharp go straight in there? But those 3 midfielders, I think, if they can, once again, all stay fit and firing, especially Caldwell. I think it's actually a really decent midfield, and Caldwell's got and Durham both in the leadership group next year. So awesome job for them, and excited to see that midfield kind of hopefully can just stay fit, and with the extra depth can make more rotations. And these guys like Merritt, Durham, obviously we think can be a really good forward as well, that kind of like mid-tall forward who can rest there and kick goals. See how they go with the rotations that as well, but I think they're the 3 that start. Probably no surprises there besides Blackiston. Now, before we jump on to the forwards, who makes your team? And what do you think of my team so far? So write down in the comments below, who you think missed out that should be in, who's in the team that shouldn't be, all that sort of stuff. Write it down in the comments below who you think should be in the team, who's in your team, who's your smoky, all that sort of stuff. Let me know down below. Now, the forwards. This was tricky. This was probably the trickiest line, I think, to set up. So, I've gone as your high half forwards, Dyson Sharp, Sullivan Roby. I know they just got drafted, but I think they're the 2 of the draftees that are most likely to start round 1. Sharp definitely will so far, in my opinion. He's been training really well in the preseason and just looks a ready-made AFL player. He'll start at half forward. He'll play the Ben Hobbs role, the high half forward, and he should hopefully get minutes in the midfield, I would have thought. That's a role I see him playing to start his career. Sullivan Roby, I know he's had that stress factor in his back. I think he still can play round 1. I really like this kid, and he's just another high half 40 type who we've been playing Hobbs in, we've played Guelphy, and we've played Sardis, and we've played Gresham in. You know what? We drafted these kids in the top 15. I'd rather us play Sullivan Roby over Jade Gresham round 1. So I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's what I'd be doing. Get him some games, really try and build his confidence up, and you'll see the talent shine. I reckon you will. We just got to work on his fitness side of things to play that role, I think. Kyle Langford and Peter Wright. Oh my God, Peter Wright. Jesus Christ. It's 40 degrees here today, so it's pretty hot. Kyle Langford and Peter Wright. Hopefully Langford can stay fit again. We're saying it about a few players, but he's a really dangerous forward when he's on. He is doing full preseason, so I don't know where that thing come from where he's done a bit of an injury and not training. He's been training fully. He looks really ready to go, and he'll play that third tall. Peter Wright, I think, he's just in the side, isn't he? So I would say he'll end up being, although I'll explain it in a minute, he might be the backup ruck, but obviously hopefully he can get his goal-kicking boots on next season. He didn't really have them this season, did he? He missed a few that he normally kicks, and normally he's a dead eye. So I'm going to back Peter Wright in. He'll be playing round 1, and then obviously the 2 real young guns and the young freaks who could really help take this club to the next level. Isaac Kako and Nate Caddy. Isaac Kako, obviously the small forward. He might push up the ground a bit more this year too, and he did get minutes in the midfield last year and looked really good at it. So wouldn't surprise me to see that more, but we know how dangerous he is around goal. I don't think we didn't see the best of Isaac Kako last year. His first season, obviously, he's got so much growth to go, and I think he will take the next level. But you can remember the supply and the way the ball was coming in. The scoreboard was often going the other way a lot. If you watch that pressures up, the fast ball movement that we've been doing this preseason is on, he's going to really shine. So I think you'll see him really take that next step next season. He looks really fit and really strong too, which is really good to see. So watch for him next season. I think he could really explode and have a sort of a Watson sort of year. Talking about the Watson from Hawthorn, the Wizard. And Nate Caddy, just talent all over. And we know, what he can do. Just needs to do it more consistently, which I think he will. Obviously, he's really young. The supply was tough last season. Hopefully that improves. Needs more around him to take more marks, kick more goals, get the pressure off him, because I think he was getting a fair bit of that towards the end of last season. So I rate Nate Caddy, and he can, once again take that next step hopefully and kick 30, 40 goals in a year. And he'll have some crazy highlights. There's no doubt about it. We just want the consistency from Caddy every game. You're hopefully bombing up, kicking a couple of goals every game, and just getting on the scoreboard and being dangerous. Right, now the bench. Darcy Parish, if fit, plays round 1. We know how good DP3 can be. Once again, can he stay fit? Can he get back to that 2021-2022 level that we saw him have? Who knows, but I'm going to back him in. He starts round 1. Don't know if he starts on the field. Maybe we'll start him on the bench, get him in the midfield, 4 or 5 minutes in. Then Angus Clark, sign on for 2028 today, which is awesome. He's got stacks of young talent, apparently training really well this pre-season as well. So expect him to hopefully take his game a little bit up a level. Where he fits in the side's a tricky one. So halfback, wing, he probably plays a bit of both. He'll be a rotation guy. We'll play some minutes at halfback. And then we'll get minutes on the wing to rest with Dersma and Fiorini. Maybe Fiorini goes into the midfield or forward a little bit. He'll be that kind of just player role sort of guy, but I really like him as a footballer, and he's got great skills and really good guy. So yeah, he's definitely in the side. I'm playing Archer Mate in round 1 as the extra tool. I think you need an extra tool with the 5 on the bench now. Obviously, there's no sub anymore, and I can't remember if he's been training down back or forward, but I'll be playing him, and when Wright goes into the midfield as a ruckman to give Blackson a rest, I'm playing May forward, and that's what I'd be doing. Maybe May can play a bit of ruck as well, go down back if needed. But yeah, I'd play him. He'd be our extra tall instead of Vigo on the bench. Just gives us more flexibility, gives us a bit more pace as well. And he's really hard at the footy, and I think he can have a really good year. So yeah, I rate him as a footballer, and hopefully continue to build on what his 2025 was, and yeah, keep his spot on the list. Zach Johnson, I think, also plays. He can be that halfback distributor, or give Andy a rest, give those back pocket halfback guys a rest. He's got great skills. He's really, like, for a guy that picks 70 or 60, whatever he was, it's like unreal how good this guy is, I think. And yeah, he's in the side for me. I'm picking him over a few senior guys. And I just think we've got to do that in general as Bomber fans and Bomber supporters. I think we need to try and, well, we don't have a say, but if I had a say, I'd be encouraging the club to play the younger guys, right? Welsh even said in this thing yesterday or whatever it was that this is like a reset, and we're really trying to rebuild this as a young list. So not rebuild, but trying to get in this young talent and kind of just get everything right. So you might as well play these guys if they deserve it of a game. And so far, I'll be playing Zach Johnson over Gresham, Guelphy. I know different positions, but I'll be playing him and finding a role for him down back. He might not get a lot of minutes game time, maybe only the 60% or whatever, 50%, but I'll be getting him a game, and his skills will come in handy, and he'll grow as the year goes on. And the last guy, I'm just playing Huss. This one was hard because obviously Guelphy, Gresham, there's some others that we'll probably talk about in a minute. Probably maybe at this point in time deserve that last spot, but bring an exciting small forward into the team. Get another one. Like, Guelphy's not that. Gresham's not that. I love Guelphy as a player. He's hard at it. He has a real go. But he's not that, like, real speedy, like, electric, can create something out of nothing, small forward. Where Huss is, if he can get himself fit and right, play him round 1 with Kako, and we're going to have some fun. It'll be good fun to watch, I reckon. So, yeah, I'm playing him round 1 as well. Get him in, get him experience. And yeah, just get him around the forward line, get him around the ball, and you'll see some electric things from him. Needs to get better defensively, and that's probably his one thing that might stop him playing early in the season. But that's my 23. So yeah, some of the guys that missed out are pretty stiff. So obviously Gresham and Guelphy we've spoken about. Gresham probably plays, but I'm just kind of done with him, to be honest. So he's not going to be part of our next premiership, so why play him? Guelphy, he probably, if out of them two to pick, Guelphy is in the side as an extra forward, small forward or whatever, over Gresham. I like Guelphy. He's done some really good things in the club and as in games, but I'd be going younger. Sardo Hawley, probably pretty stiff as well. Can play that wing role. He's been training really well apparently, but Fiorini, Dersma, and then Angus Clark, I think they're probably just ahead of him, and it's just hard for him to find a spot in there, even down at half-back as well. Archie Perkins, huge talking point. Well, actually, his next two are really huge talking points. Archie Perkins, Elijah Sardis. So Archie Perkins, I think with Sharp and Sullivan Roby coming in, your question goes, this will be Archie's, 5th year? 6th year next year? Something like that. And what's he going to bring that's different to those two, and they're in their first year and they can really go next level and really kind of where we kind of Archie stagnated, and it's just I'd rather play maybe he can work his way into the side, and he probably does play round one, but I'm playing Dyson Sharp and getting him around the ball. I'm playing Sullivan Roby to get him used to AFL footy. He drafted these guys in the top 10, 15. I know you don't want to just give guys games, but I reckon they're going to work hard and get a spot. So that's why I picked them. Archie misses out. And yeah, I mean, I hope not. I hope for his sake he gets in the team, has a great year, goes next level. But I'm worried about it. Same as Elijah Sardis. I don't know how he fits in that midfield if everyone's fit. I'm playing him. I'm playing Dyson Sharp in front of him. I'm playing Parrish in front of him. I'm playing all the mids in front of him. So where does he fit? He just doesn't at this point in time. So yeah, he's obviously got a lot to work on in terms of skill wise, but I have real worries for Elijah Sardis and his footy career. Hopefully, kind of can prove me wrong and get into the side and have a great year. But I'm a bit worried about Elijah. And then Vigo Vizentini, great talent. There's a chance he plays over Blackson in round one. I just went yellow away. Blackson a bit more mature, played ruck in the waffle, so I think he might just start the year. Vigo can grow into it for sure, and I'm not worried about Vigo at all in terms of I think he can get in the side. I reckon we can one day maybe play with two rucks. It might happen, but yeah, just maybe not quite yet. It depends how the rest of this preseason goes, but at this point in time, that's where I would have him. And that is the end of the video, guys. This went on a fair bit longer than I thought it was going to. So hope you guys really enjoyed it. And yeah, have a great Christmas. If I don't post another video, we'll put one out earlier in the year, maybe about Andy McGrath and the leadership group and him being captain, something like that. So yeah, thanks guys. Really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this content, and we'll be back again soon. Catch you later.